All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Team Passion Team Call. It is Thursday, February 20th, and we have some exciting topics to chat about tonight. I want to talk briefly about some ideas of what you're doing for tracking purposes, meaning not like the business activity tracker, but tracking your prospects, your list, your follow-ups, your invites, your people who are your current customers, your current coaches, so that you know who you're talking to each day. So there's so many ways you can do this. And you truly have to kind of try a bunch of things to see what works best for you. I go back and forth to my index card system. There's a binder system, so I'll explain those real quick. There's apps. There's something coming from Beachbody that we don't quite know about yet. But they keep hinting to something coming. There's CRMs. So there's management systems. You can use an Excel spreadsheet, you can use paper, whatever. But I know that sorry, Mark, can you get the dog? She's just staring at me outside through the window. So there's I know a lot of people have said I just have sticky notes everywhere. So that's not a very good system. I'm not going to recommend the sticky note system unless it's organized like on a piece of paper, alphabetical order or something. But if it's just kind of everywhere, then maybe not. So in terms of like a binder system or a index card system, there's two ways you can do this, or there's a way you can do it that will work with either. You get tabs that say have the alphabet and have the days of the month in them. However you kind of want to do it, whatever tab system you kind of want to have. But if you wanted to do, like, let's talk binder system. If you wanted to have a binder system and you had colored tabs for contact list, and the next tab is invites, the next tab is follow-ups, the next tab is current customers, current coaches, that's probably the majority of what you need for your list. You need, like, for your system, you need a big list, then you need who you're actually talking to and sending invites to, then you need maybe a follow-up, who do I need to follow up with, and then you need current customers and current coaches. So you would move people through this system, meaning they're on your list. Then once they become an invite and they start talking to you, they get their own piece of paper, so to speak, right? And you start jotting down the conversation. Okay, I'm talking to Sarah. She's interested. I sent a sample video of Lift 4. I'm going to follow up on Tuesday. So your follow-up tab then could have the days of the week in it, 1 through 31, where you're like, okay, Sarah, it has the Lift 4 sample workout on February 20th. I'm following up with her on February 25th. And you move Sarah to the February, to the 25th in the follow-up tab section. Yes? Am I making sense? I'm sorry, I don't have a visual. I'm just kind of going like this. So you're kind of moving her through. And then Sarah becomes a current customer. And so she then goes in the current customer section. And you could have maybe your customers and your coaches in alphabetical order or something. Okay. And then you maybe come up with some sort of follow-up system for them. Make sure you're following up every 2 to 3 days, whatever, to make sure are they posting on the business, the workout log? Are they posting in your challenge group? And just kind of move people through. So you move people through a system in either a binder, or you could do this with index cards, and you could use different colored index cards, kind of however you want to do it. The issue with a paper system like this is once you get a big team, you're like, once you're talking to 100 people, you're like, where the hell is Sarah in this binder? Like, that kind of becomes a bit of an issue. Where if Sarah is in an Excel spreadsheet, you click Control F and you type Sarah and all the Sarahs come up, so there's pros and cons, but I highly recommend you try something that works for you, instead of just going, oh my gosh, well, I'm not going to start a binder system if in a year it's not going to work for me. Okay, but it might work for a year. Like, why not give it a try for a year? So having that system is huge. I honestly, once they become customers and coaches, I use our system to kind of find them, who placed an order recently, who's inactive, and I just kind of use our Coach Online office to find my current customers, or I look in the list of my challenge group, or and every once in a while, probably quarterly, I go through my challenge group and I make sure, I check in on everybody kind of in there, and I have a big list of all my challenge group members. So like I did this in January, and this is like quarter one, who recently placed an order, or who came back, who, and so I draw a line for every 10 people. And so that I go through those 10 people, check, just to make sure that I'm checking in on them. But so and I have one big invite list that I connect and do things with, and then they move to a 10 in play list for me, where that's my follow-up list. That's who I'm having conversations with. And then they move on to this current customer or coach check-in type list. So I kind of have 3 lists: a big invite list where I'm connecting, relationship building; a 10 in playlist, which is who I'm actually inviting, following up with, having good conversations with about my next challenge group or about coaching. And then once they become a customer or coach, I'm checking in on them. So that's my current system. I moved away from the index cards, just because I was getting a little discouraged pulling up the same index cards. So I guess it's easier for me to look at a list of 200 people and not feeling like I have to, it's just easier for me to connect with a list versus oh my gosh, am I really going to send my 7th, hey, how's it going? Like, I would just rip up the index card because I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm done relationship building. You've told me you want to be in my challenge group and you won't answer any of my questions. We're done, So, so my energy was starting to be like, okay, I need a new system, and that's okay to do that. That's okay to just revamp your system and redo your system. Just make sure you're not spending a ton of time on, oh my gosh, I was so busy this week. I spent the entire week setting up my system. Okay. Did you do anything else? So just make sure your system setup is after all this stuff is done. Yeah. All right. Any questions? Anything to add? Anything working for people? Are we all tweaking and
I recently changed my system as well. A lot of you know that I was using Teamsy for the longest time.
Yeah.
I think I just held on to it because it was a nice centralized place that was electronic. I had everybody. I could access it from anywhere, but I really wasn't using it to its potential. And it was costing me $30 a month. So I stopped using it, and I'm excited to see what Beachbody is putting together for us. But I've been kind of doing similar to what you've been doing. I'm in a binder again. I've got kind of my diamond roundup in the front, so that's kind of always in my face, and I'm thinking about that. And then I got the Team Cup tracker is the next thing in, and then just all of those. and saving that. I've got like the 12-week year is back here and a couple of other things. Best take I'd ever was doing with Mel Robbins. And just using the bat.
Yeah.
You just use the simple bat.
Yeah. Yep.
Seems to be working a little bit better for me.
Cool. Awesome. I haven't done this yet, and I don't think we're gonna have time because I need to move on to the next thing. But I didn't want to do it this week because this is an off week. The girls are home. But I loved when Angie Belmar said on the National Wake Up Call on Monday how she wrote down everything she was doing throughout the day and found her wasted hours. So I was gonna have us do that as an activity on tonight's call, but I don't think we have time. So if you please go and listen to that call. But basically she just, every hour mapped out for I'm gonna do it for a week just to kind of get a baseline for me. So maybe just during the week, maybe Monday through Thursday. I'm going to do Monday through Thursday, and I'm going to map out everything I'm doing. And I know I'm wasting time. I don't even think I need to do this. I know that there is a lot of wasted space in there. I even think I need to get down to the fact where I schedule in when I'm going to do the dishes and when I'm going to do the laundry and when I'm going to prepare what's for dinner that night. Because I find myself working for a little bit and then I'll be like, oh, I hear the dryer, or, oh, I hear the, and I think I need to schedule even my chores a little better, that I'm like, you have to sit down and do this. And I need to go in different rooms. When I'm sitting here at the island and the TV is off, I'm more productive. When I'm sitting in front of the TV on the couch, I'm like, oh. And I tend to sit in front of the TV on the couch when I'm making all my connections because it just kind of calms me a little bit. But I need to make sure I set a timer and do the actual connections for 20 minutes. I was talking to Christina today on our one-on-one call and Svetlana, and they prompted things in my brain, and so I went and I highlighted 20 minutes. I need to do 20 minutes of initiating connections and adding followers and making sure I'm doing that. So I'm excited to do that. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that on next week's call and see how we all did on that activity. But yes, I think we should all do that for sure. And I'll check in and make sure, I'll post, hey, has everyone done the Angie Belmar action item from the National Wake Up Call to sit down and schedule out your day. Something, before I go into the Road to Elite, something popped in my brain today. I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if you guys want to do it. But I was like, let me ask the team. What if we did, and I'm totally open to suggestions because this is just a rough cut off the top of my brain. But what if we did maybe for actually, I talk this out loud and things just start coming to me. Why don't we do this as one of next week and every week's Power Hour items? So maybe for the next month, we do this as one of the Power Hour items, and then one of the other Power Hour items is really working well when we sign up for the product info group and the business op group. But what if we did an Instagram team blitz, where we all put our Instagram handles. We're gonna run out in the month because it's the same 10 of us do the Power Hour, so it's not gonna take us that long to do this. But what if we all followed each other on Instagram and every Wednesday went and commented on each other's last 9 posts or something, or last 6 posts, or last 3 posts, where we just kind of get some stuff going on our Instagram. It prompted me when Angie Belmar was like, oh my God, I used to only get 10 comments on my Instagram and now I get 250. I'm like, I get 0. I get this many on my Sometimes I get one or two. But what if we did something like that just to get things moving on our Instagram?
I think it'll be helpful too, something that maybe I didn't realize, that even when people attach hashtags in their comments, that hashtag attaches to your post. So like even if we're going in and leaving comments on people's stuff and including our own hashtags, those are gonna pop for that person's post too. So that's another way to help people get views on their posts.
Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, I just think just something just to get our Instagrams up and running, I think. Like I think we're just kind of all trying to figure this thing out. I mean, we have tons of people watching our stories, or a good amount, 30, whatever, but comments on my profile, like I do one post a day, and like I'm lucky if I get 1 to 2 comments on each one, I tried to ask questions today on my 2 posts, and Pamela Carver answered for me on one of them. So I was like, okay, good. Like, I get a lot of comments on Facebook, like, so that's working. I know how to interact with my crew on Facebook. I just apparently don't know how to on Instagram. So, and I try to go through and answer questions too. So maybe we do our team, but then also we do a 20-minute timer, and we make sure we're going through our Instagram feed and leaving comments on our people's feed, not just Beachbody people, but other people. All right, cool. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen because I think this is the easiest way to do this. So people have asked, is there an FAQ? Is there a training? Is there something around Road to Elite? And I will have corporate do a training for us. Ask for corporate Road to Elite. Doug Moss did one in the Beachbody Champions page. So if you search in Beachbody Champions page, Doug Moss, his Road to Elite training will probably come up. Again, this has to be something that you go over that makes most sense in your brain. So bear with me here. So under your monitor my business and qualification, here's the Road to Elite qualification. Someone had asked in the round table, is there a guide for how to get to Elite for like a tracker? And there is. It's so busy. Like and I'm going to show it to you. I don't know why I'm like lagging here, probably because I'm on Zoom. Just checking so if we go to this FAQ 8079, and then we scroll down, I'll go over this in a second, but if we scroll down this to this one, is that it? Oh, here it is. Is there a guide to help coaches meet their goal? Click here to view. Ah! That's what that says to me. Ah! I don't get it. And I've tried to use this before. And it's not okay. So anyway, I'm gonna close that for now. I'll go back to it once we go over this, but okay. I like this table. I like it because it just kind of, let me move you guys a little. Oops, I don't want to throw you away. Okay. You head into the trash. All right. Because it kind of outlines what you need to do, quickly for each level. So to be a team builder, the rank of diamond, and I'll go over what all these are: leadership points 25, and leadership development, you need to have 1 new emerald, and your weak leg for 5 weeks, it has to be 1,000 PV. Okay. This rank must be held for 6 weeks in 2020 or once in December. For star diamond ranks, a coach can hold the qualification rank for 6 consecutive weeks in 2020. So any 6 weeks. So it used to be you had to be, in order to be an elite coach, you had to hold that rank the last 6 weeks of December. So Christmas sucked for Beachbody coaches trying to hit elite. It was super stressful trying to make sure all your diamonds were holding for 5-star during Christmas time. So now they've changed it that it's any 6 weeks consecutively in 2020 or just 1 week in December for that. You have to hold it for 6 weeks and be paid for it that one time in December. Like the paid rank, meaning you wake up. So there's a difference between qualification and paid rank. When you become a diamond on a Thursday morning, you're a diamond and you're good to go. But when you are trying to get to a 1-star diamond, the diamond that is under you, the personally sponsored diamond that is under you, must hold their diamond for 6 consecutive weeks. Then your rank pops up to 1-star. And then you're officially a lifetime 1-star. If the next week that person loses diamond, you are back to diamond. But you've already qualified for the 6 consecutive week thing in here. So it's like, it's okay. So for team leader, if you were like, okay, I'm a 1-star, 6 consecutive weeks. I woke up Thursday morning, I was a 1-star. You've held this rank for team leader. Okay. So you have to be a 1-star for team leader. And then you have to have, if this would be someone like me, like I'm kind of here, but I'm already a 1-star. So in order for me to get to team leader, I need 2 new emeralds or 1 new diamond, because I'm already a paid rank of 1-star. I wake up every Thursday morning at least as a 1-star. So in order for me to be a team leader, I need 2 emeralds or 1 new diamond. As a premier leader, same thing. I wake up every Thursday morning as a 2-star. That's done. So I need at least 1 new diamond. But if these are all the ranks you're looking for the first time, then these are the ranks that you need to be working towards. So it's diamond, 1-star, 2-star is when you're a premier, 5-star is when you're elite. And then don't worry too much about this team volume, because this builds as you're building rank. Like this will just happen. So this is where the leadership points now have to come in. Okay, so how do we earn leadership points? So again, I like these charts. They're cleaner for me. So what I would do is I would print something like this out. Like I would copy and paste and kind of print this out if I'm looking towards how to do this, because it's just easier than that sheet. So acquisition APV is you earn 1 elite point for every 500 PV produced by a personally sponsored coach who enrolled in 2020 and customers who placed their first ever order with you in 2020. So that's a pool of people. Personally sponsored coaches you enrolled in 2020, customers who placed their first order in 2020 go into this pool of people that will count for your acquisition PV, meaning every time those pool of people reach 500 personal volume, meaning they sold to customers or their own orders, you get a point. So if you have a customer in 2020 that ordered Shakeology HD, they have 90. So by the 5th month, or whatever, whenever it gets to 500, 6th month, you get 1 point for that customer. but they all go, like I said, they all go in a pool. So it's for every 500 produced by this group of people. Okay. The next category is new personally sponsored coaches with 1 Success Club point. So every personally sponsored coach that enrolls that earns their first Success Club point in the month that they enrolled or the month after in 2020, you'll receive a point for. So if they sell 1 challenge pack, they just signed up, you're going to get a leadership point for your new coaches. So they must earn their first Success Club point. In their first, they sign up in January, they have to earn their first point in January or February. Okay. This next one. This is the one you can really track. And really, this is the one that will drive everything. Each month, a personally sponsored coach that enrolled this year or last year qualifies for Success Club 5 or 10, you get a point. When you then also qualify for Success Club 5 or higher, you get 2 points. So if you have 5 new coaches that either signed up in 2019 or through 2020, and all 5 of them personally sponsored are hitting Success Club, and you are too, that's 10 leadership points every month. It's not just one time for those people. Okay? So 5 is a good number. 5 is like, if you're earning 10 points in this category every single month with 5 people, if we scroll back up to what we need for leadership points, to be a team builder, you need to be a diamond, and you need at least 25 leadership points. You've done that in 5 months with that. Or no, 10, 10, and 10. You've done that in less than 3 months with just that category. Okay? So that's a good category to focus on. Helping your personally sponsored coaches, new personally sponsored coaches, hit Success Club alongside you. Because this other stuff is automatically going to happen. So it's this category that is the kicker. Questions? So now if we look at this thing, so, and then it tells you your totals and all of that. So you can kind of research all of it. Where's that? Oh. So now basically we just went over all those categories. So so up here basically would be like, okay, check, check, check. So this is easy. This first would be like, okay, I'm tracking it here. This is how you track the categories that we just talked about. And you set these goals. So this is like a, you know, I'm gonna, and they put personally sponsored coaches and Success Club as that first category because it's the easiest one to track. So if you say, okay, in January, you know, this is where you can actually track it. In January, 1 person hit Success Club and I hit Success Club. So 1 times 2 is 2. And so you got 2 points for this category. So you could print out 2 of these. If this is your jam, if this fun little sheet is your jam, you can print this out and you can make 1 as like your goal sheet and then 1 as your actual. But you could set a goal of, you know, in January, I want to help 1 of my personally sponsored new coaches hit Success Club. In February, I want to help 2. In March, I want to help 2. In April, I want to help 2. In May, I want to help 3. You know, you just kind of work your way up to how many personally sponsored coaches that are new that you're helping hit Success Club. This is the category that is getting a lot of people Premier and Elite. They're helping, they're signing up enough new coaches that they're becoming business partners, and they are helping them hit Success Club right out of the gate. Where am I? I don't want to delete you guys. What is this thing? Oh, the big red button. Okay. Here we go. Sorry. I was looking for the stop share button. So does that help? Okay. I know it's a little confusing, but honestly, focus on that one category and everything else falls into place. Sign up coaches that want to work this business and help them hit Success Club, and you hit Success Club alongside you. Everything else falls into place. It just does. The numbers start happening. Oh, so if you go to, let me share my screen again. I meant to do this. So why is this? Okay. So this is my Elite qualifications. The first 6 weeks just came out. So this is telling me, you know, I'm the paid rank of all these right now. I'm not a paid 5-star currently. So this is just checking this off for me. And then it tells you here your points. So I had one new personally sponsored coach sign up in 2019, and she sold a challenge pack like that night. So I got a point from her. And she's not going to work the business, but her friend decided she wanted a challenge pack too. And then the acquisition PV, like I said, I don't track this. I don't know who this is made up of, you know, because there's a lot of customers and coaches. So luckily Beachbody kind of tracks that. But this is the category that you want to focus on, the personally sponsored coaches Success Club. So when this category grows, these two categories grow. And then everything starts happening. And then rank starts happening. Everything kind of starts happening. But this is updated the second Friday of every month. So the next one will be updated March 13th. And that will show you everything through January and February. So it just keeps adding on to this. So you can change this if you need to see month by month. But yeah. So that's how it works. You hit Success Club, you sign coaches, you help them hit Success Club, and you grow in the road to Elite categories, and you start building, and your volume builds, and your commission builds, and your confidence builds, and your leadership skill builds, and you have a fun time. All right. I was just looking at my notes. All right, cool. Anything else? Any questions? All right, good. Everyone looks tired. We all get up so early. Steph is growing a human. We don't have that excuse. The rest of us aren't growing humans. All right, thank you, ladies, for joining us. Tara, welcome back. I see you on there. So let's kind of keep going. We have our product info group tomorrow, so that'll be exciting. I will think about the theme for next week's business opportunity. That seemed to work really well. So we'll kind of brainstorm maybe Sunday night on what we want the theme to be. Usually when I brainstorm with you guys, ideas pop in my head. So we'll kind of do that. All right, cool. Go to bed, Steph. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.